Me29F, lead brand strategist at Brighton Hollow, a little boutique creative shop in Portland office is in the Pearl District. Make like $96,000 a year, and everyone acts like that's poverty in this city. Perks are unlimited PTO. You get side-eyed for using, a nap capsule, and cold brew/kombucha on tap. Do maybe 2 hours of real work a day. If a client is screaming, rest of the time is ideation translation. Doom scroll. TikTok for insights, sip oat lattes, and gossip in Slack. I'm basically the queen bee of strategy. My inner circle is the Coven, Riley, 27. F runs social, Jess, 25. F is junior copy. We don't run this place because we print revenue. We run it because we police the vibe. We decide who's problematic and who's an ally. Boss is Deb, 54. F, VP of Obese, permanently exhausted, just wants to hit retirement without a lawsuit or a PR crisis. She's terrified of us. She knows one wrong pronoun or one accidental microaggression, and we'll cook her in the anonymous engagement survey. Life is good, then summer hits intern season. Usually we get a fresh batch of comm majors from PSU or UW bright-eyed girls named like Haley, Paige, Lauren, all trying to become girl bosses. Like us, we treat them like personal assistants with Canva. Accounts they fetch our sweet green style salads, organize our Pinterest mood boards. We pay them in exposure and mentorship, perfect ecosystem. Until this year, HR calls a mandatory team sync. HR manager is Diane, late 40s, dead behind the eyes, hates fun. Like it's a personal enemy, she reads off a script about diversifying the talent pipeline, says we need to pivot toward data-driven insights translation. Someone higher up wants dashboards instead of vibes. She announces we hired from the computer science department. This time me and Riley exchange a look, instant telepathy. Oh God, enter the new intern. Connor, 22M, walks in like he's stepping into a boss fight. Faded black hoodie with rust on it. I assume the metal band? Nope. Speak quas pistas. Bolsiai. Coding language, baggy jeans that have never met a tailor in their life. Chunky gray New Balances, gray on gray backpack that looks like it contains his whole existence. He is the exact opposite of our office. Aesthetic. Doesn't smile, doesn't do the little social dance, just stands there with his hands in his pockets. Hey, he says, I'm Connor, back-end analytics intern. Voice is low and flat like he's reading patch notes. No enthusiasm, no upward inflection, red flag immediately. So I decide to establish dominance. Hi, Connor. I do the big friendly smile that hurts my face. I'm the senior strategist here. We usually start with a vibe check. What's your Enneagram? He blinks slow, like a reptile calculating if I'm edible. I don't know what that is. Riley audibly gasps like he just said a slur. You don't know, she whispers, scandalized. I keep smiling, teeth clenched. Okay. Well, we're big on emotional intelligence here. So, just keep your energy open, yeah? He nods once. Sure, then immediately goes, where do I get server access? I point him to the corner desk near the printer. The exile desk he walks over, sits down, unpacks, pulls out a laptop. Not a MacBook, it's a thick black brick covered in penguin stickers and weird logos. Nobody recognizes he opens it and starts typing instantly. Clack, 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 loud as hell. Mechanical keyboard. In an open-plan office, the sound slices through our lo-fi playlist like gunshots. I open our private Slack channel, Project Valkyrie, me, OMG, the noise, Riley. I'm literally recoiling. Jess, he looks like he moderates a Discord server. Riley, he's manspreading into the auditory space. It's violent. Jess, I feel unsafe day 3. Connor is a ghost, who somehow still makes noise, shows up at 8:15 a.m. Who does that? We roll in around 10-ish, pretending it's flex time. He stays until 6:30, doesn't come to lunch with us. We hit the artisanal taco window or the poke place. He eats a foil-wrapped sandwich at his desk. Looks like bologna or something. Sad wears huge noise-canceling headphones over his hoodie hood, like he's in a bunker, somehow has 3 monitors set up already. The corner desk looks like NASA. Now I decide it's my responsibility to fix the culture. Fit. I'm basically leadership. I walk over holding my matcha like it's a royal staff. Tap him on the shoulder. Nothing tap. Harder. He flinches, slides one ear cup off. Yeah? Hey, buddy, I say, leaning on his desk like I own it. Full invasion of personal space. Just a heads up, we have a no headphones policy during collaboration hours, 10 to 4. Meanwhile, I literally have AirPods in right now, playing a true crime podcast, but rules are for people who look wrong. He goes, deadpan, I need to focus. The database schema is a mess. Easy ass. I'm refactoring it. I blink. Right. But we prioritize connection over output here. I put on my best HR voice. If you're siloed, you're not synergizing. We need you present. He just stares at me, eyes dark, tired, unblinking, then says, if I get pulled out, I lose flow. It takes like 20 minutes to get back into the structure. I do the little dismissive laugh. Maybe you should work on multitasking. Soft skills are as important as whatever this is. I gesture vaguely at his screen like it's witchcraft. It's SQL, he says. Gazoo night, I joke, because I'm hilarious. He doesn't smile, doesn't even blink, just slides the headphone back on like I'm a pop-up ad. He closed disrespect, absolute disrespect. I march back to my desk. Fuming Project Valkyrie lights up instantly. He just ignored me. Me. He's refusing to integrate Riley. Toxic masculinity, coded Jess. He thinks his little code is more important than our community. Jess, we should report him. He's killing the vibe. Riley, nah, let him cook himself. Riley, nobody grinds that hard for like $17 an hour without snapping. Riley, he'll be sobbing in the nap pod by Friday week. 2 hits client crisis. Our biggest account, a sustainable luxury athleisure brand called Verdure. You know the type $135 leggings made from recycled ocean bottles sold to guilty rich moms they're threatening to walk. Deb calls an emergency all hands. She looks like she hasn't slept since 2019. Face pale, voice shaky. They want a comprehensive audit, she says. They think our strategy is fluff. She actually says the word fluff like it physically hurts her. They want hard numbers, engagement rates, conversion, funnels, attribution models across every platform for the last 26 months, cross-referenced with inventory turnover and SKU sell-through, and they want it by end of month, or they fire us panic immediately. I look at the scope, thousands of IG posts, every TikTok trend we ever chased, Shopify, sales exports, Google Analytics, logs, email, campaign, data. Normally we fake this. We screenshot some nice comments, drop them into a pastel Canva deck, say, brand sentiment is rising, and call it a day, but they want raw data, actual spreadsheets, pivot tables, math. I failed algebra twice in high school. I cannot do this. Riley leans in, whispers like it's a medical confession. My eyes literally can't do spreadsheets. I have astigmatism, Jess. I'm coordinating the summer equinox off-site. That's critical for morale. I don't have bandwidth for data entry. I scan the room, looking for a miracle. My eyes land on the corner desk, Connor hood up, typing like he's defusing a bomb, oblivious to the panic. And then it hits me, pure evil clarity. We dump the grunt work on him, if he fails, which he will, because it's insane. We blame the intern. Sorry, client, our temp support wasn't up to standard. Buy time if he somehow succeeds. We take credit for managing him, when either way, I raise my hand like I'm in kindergarten. Deb, I say. With fake confidence, I do not feel I have a solution. This is a great developmental opportunity for Connor. He's literally here for data, right? Let him own the data collection. We'll handle narrative interpretation and insights. I say insights, like it's a spell Deb looks like she wants to cry and hug me at the same time. She turns to Connor. Can you handle an audit this size? Connor looks up finally. How's the data stored? I jump in. It's on their socials and website. You just go through and count it. Put it in a spreadsheet. He frowns. That's inefficient. Do we have API keys? I hear jargon and instantly get angry. Don't complicate it, Connor. I snap way sharper than I meant to. Just do the work. Grind it out. Show us you have grit. He shrugs like I'm asking him to take out the trash. Fine. Send me credentials. Amazing, I say, clapping like a camp counselor. Meeting adjourned. Let's get lunch, ladies. I need something spicy and fried or I'll die. We send him the logins. It's a mountain tens of thousands of data points. We do the math on the back of a napkin. If a human did this manually, copy-pasting and counting, it's like 280 hours minimum. He has 2 weeks. We assume he'll be here, nights, weekends, sleeping under the printer. We're already preparing jokes about him being a corporate drone. Wednesday rolls around, we're in the kitchen, making avocado toast, debating whether Jeremy Allen White is hot or stress hot. I wander past Connor's desk to check on his suffering, and he's not even typing. He's leaned back, spinning a pen, watching text scroll by on his screen. Like the Matrix and on his other monitor, he's reading a PDF titled something like Applied Bayesian Inference. I stop dead. Connor, I say, voice instantly sharp. Why aren't you working? Deadline's tight. He doesn't even flinch. I am working. I point at the book. You're reading. He points at the scrolling terminal, scripts running. I wrote a scraper in Python. It hits their endpoints, pulls JSON, cleans it, dumps it into a local Postgres database. It's doing about 60 records a second. My brain refuses to absorb any of those words. All I hear is, I am not suffering. So you're letting the computer do it. He stares like I asked if water is wet. That's what computers are for. I scramble for an angle. That's lazy. The client pays for human attention. They want us to really feel the data, understand the texture of engagement. You can't get that from a script. He looks at me like I'm a flat earther in a work blazer. Data doesn't have texture. It has values, and scripts don't make typos. Humans do. I hate him. I do the offended little huff. You're missing the point. This is about craftsmanship, but whatever. If it's wrong, it's on you. I walk away before I say something reportable back to Project Valkyrie, immediately me. He's cheating. He's using bots. Me? It's going to be full of errors, and I can't wait for him to implode in the client meeting. Riley, typical dude behavior, always hunting shortcuts. Jess, no work ethic, just optimize everything over the next week. It gets weirder. Connor finishes the scraping in 2 days. Then he starts doing extra stuff we never asked for. Fixes the office. Wi-Fi turns out it wasn't Mercury retrograde. It was a router channel config issue. He automates the coffee machine to start brewing at 8:05 a.m., like he lives here. Then he sets up a dashboard on his third monitor. It tracks sentiment in our internal Slack channels. I glance over and see a graph that spikes every time we gossip. It makes my skin crawl. He's too efficient, and it makes us look like clowns. So I decide the only move left is social sabotage time to start a whisper campaign. I tell Deb in our one-on-one, he makes me uncomfortable. He's so cold. He doesn't engage with the culture. I lower my voice like I'm sharing classified intel. I think he might be, like, on the spectrum, which is totally fine, obviously. But he refuses to let us support him. It's creating a hostile vibe. Deb just exhales through her nose, that long, tired sigh of a woman who's one HR email away from quitting forever. He's an intern, she says. He's gone in a month. Just tolerate it. I clutch my imaginary pearls. I'm protecting the safe space we built. I insist. Deb looks at the clock like it personally betrayed her back in the trenches. Project Valkyrie goes from petty to organized. We stop inviting him on coffee runs. We crank music. We know he hates loud hyperpop at 10:30 a.m., like we're trying to summon demons. We start leaving sticky notes on his monitor when he goes to the bathroom. Fragile, toxic masculinity. Check your privilege. Emotional labor is real. We're waiting for a reaction. We want him to snap. We want him to prove he's this angry, volatile little incel in a hoodie. But he doesn't. He just peels the notes off, balls them up, and throws them into the recycling bin. Not the trash, the recycling. Even his trash disposal is optimized. It makes my eye twitch. He stays calm, steady, relentless. Like a machine that learned how to blink. Friday hits presentation. Day client is flying in. This is the big one. Verger's VP of marketing is coming in person. Deb is basically vibrating with anxiety. We set up the conference room like it's a wedding, fancy glass, water bottles, expensive pastries. Nobody actually eats soft mood, lighting one of those fake plants that costs $300. I've got my whole spiel ready. I'm going to talk about narrative arcs and emotional resonance for 20 minutes, then I'll toss it to Connor for his little spreadsheet moment. And when the client asks hard questions, I'll swoop in and save him, prove my value as a manager. The client walks in, name tag says, Mason, 46 my. M sharp suit, the kind of guy who looks like he fires people recreationally. He takes the head seat like he owns the building. Deb looks like she's about to pass out. I launch into it anyway. Hands moving, confident voice. Full TED Talk mode. Mason, this quarter, we really wanted to dive into the soul of the brand. We felt consumer energy shifting toward grounded authenticity. He cuts me off immediately. That's nice, he says. I saw the sales report. Q2 is down 13%. I don't care about the soul. I care about the bleed. Where are we losing them? My brain hard resets. I do the thing where you open your mouth and nothing useful comes out. Well, the vibes are shifting. The algorithm is tricky. He looks bored, like I'm a child, explaining clouds. Okay. Show me the data audit, I swallow. Gesture toward the corner like I'm presenting a science fair project. Connor, our intern, helped compile the numbers. I stress intern to lower expectations. Connor stands up and he doesn't have a slide deck. No PowerPoint, no pastel charts. He just plugs that black brick laptop into HDM. Screen flickers. I don't have slides, he says. I feel my stomach drop. Mason frowns. Then what do you have? Connor? Dead calm. I built a live query tool. The screen lights up and it's insane. 3D spinning, globe, little points. Lighting up where sales came from, charts that move when you hover, filters that snap instantly, predictive lines, projecting forward like he's doing, weather forecasting for money. The room goes quiet. Connor's voice stays flat, like he's reading a grocery list. I pulled your entire digital footprint, found the bleed. He clicks a red spike on a graph. You're losing about 37% of customers at mobile checkout. Only on iOS? There's a rendering bug in your payment gateway. The buy button gets pushed off screen on iPhones. Dead silence. Mason leans forward like a shark smelling blood. A bug? Our dev team told us traffic was just down. Connor doesn't even blink. They're looking at server logs, not client-side rendering. I patched it in a sandbox to confirm. He toggles a switch. The conversion line jumps upward like a heartbeat. Returning, fixing it, recovers roughly $185,000 a month in lost revenue. Mason's jaw literally hangs for a second. You found a $2.2 million issue in an audit? Connor doesn't react to praise, just keeps going, like he's powered by spite and caffeine. I also checked influencer spend. Another click photos pop up girls who look exactly like me and Riley. Same hair, same effortless outfits, same dead-eyed brand. Smile Connor points at 3 of them. You're paying these 3 micro-influencers $4,500 per post. About 90% of their followers are fake. Bought farms out of the Philippines. You're burning money. He pulls up another view. I wrote a flagger for fake engagement patterns. You should cut them and move budget into search ads. I feel the blood drain out of my face. Riley kicks me under the table hard enough to leave a bruise. This isn't just him being smart. This is him attacking our entire ecosystem, our whole little vibe, economy. Mason turns to me. Did you know we were paying for fake followers? My throat goes dry. I start stammering. Well, influence is hard to quantify. It's about brand awareness. Even bots can create buzz. It sounds stupid as soon as I say it, like I just argued for imaginary friends. Mason doesn't even bother with me. He turns back to Connor. Who are you again? Connor, intern. Mason nods once, not anymore. Then he looks at Deb. I want him full-time on this account. I want him leading. This isn't fluff. This is actionable. Deb looks stunned, then weirdly, relieved, like someone finally handed her a fire extinguisher. Absolutely, she says, we can make that happen. Connor sits down, closes his laptop like he just finished a side quest. The next hour is Mason asking Connor technical questions, dev stuff, tracking stuff, things I can't even pretend to understand. I'm invisible, I'm furniture. I stare at the table and try not to grind my teeth in half under the table. I check my phone. Slack from Riley. I literally hate him. Slack from me. He's such a tryhard. It's pathetic Slack from Jess. He's making us look incompetent on purpose, I type back. Who cares about a stupid button on a website? We build the brand, but I know deep down we got obliterated. Monday morning, I expect things to normalize. They don't. Connor's desk is gone. The exile desk near the printer is empty. He got moved into an actual office with a door, like a real employee. Deb announces it in the morning, huddle, trying to sound casual. Connor's stepping into director of analytics. Director, as an intern skip-level promotion, like we're in a tech cult. I check the internal org chart because I hate myself. His salary band is higher than mine. Now love that. For me, it shows Connor reporting directly to Deb. Then I scroll down to see where I land, and at first I think, okay, I report to him now. Humiliating, but whatever. Then I refresh the page because the chart is glitchy sometimes, and my name isn't under him. My name isn't under anyone. There's a little gray label next to it. Status pending review. I storm into Deb's new little glass office like I own the lease. Deb, we need to talk. This dynamic is not sustainable. Connor is undermining my authority. He hijacks strategy meetings with his numbers. The creative spirit of this agency is dying. Deb looks up from her monitor, and she looks different. Less tired eyes, sharper, like she finally slept, because someone else is putting out the fires. The creative spirit wasn't paying the bills, she says. Flat, we've been in the red for 3 quarters. Connor's work just secured a renewal and 2 new clients in 48 hours. I scoff. So what? We're just a data factory now? What about the human touch? Deb doesn't blink. The human touch is expensive and inefficient. Then she reaches to the side and picks up a folder. My stomach does a slow drop. Speaking of inefficient, she says, Connor set up a productivity tracker on the network last week to optimize workflow. My throat tightens. That's spyware. Deb tilts her head like I'm being dramatic. It's standard corporate monitoring, and it revealed some interesting patterns. She opens the folder like she's about to read my autopsy report. You, Riley, and Jess spent a combined 42 hours last week on websites unrelated to work. She lists them like evidence in court, Sephora, Revolve, X, Reddit, YouTube. I stammer, I was doing market research. Deb flips a page. You took 4, which Gossip Girl character are you quizzes. My face goes hot. She keeps going, and you spent 14 hours in a private Slack channel called Project Valkyrie, mocking a coworker. She slides the stack across the desk. Printed logs, actual paper, like it's 1997, and she's trying to ruin my life on purpose. Every nasty line, every joke about Connor's clothes, every plan to mess with him, every incel comment, every sticky note scheme, it's all there. Black ink, my words. No wiggle room. Deb taps the page. This is harassment. I try to grab onto anything. We were venting. It's a stressful environment. Deb cuts me off. It's a toxic environment. And we're cleaning it up. My voice jumps an octave. You can't fire me. I'm a woman in leadership. This is retaliation. I'll sue. I'll go to the press. Deb's tone doesn't change. We're not firing you for being a woman. We're firing you for time theft and gross misconduct. We have the data. Connor backed everything up. It's airtight. I choke on the name Connor, of course. Deb leans back. We're keeping strategy, she adds, but we're restructuring. We hired 2 data analysts to work under Connor. They start tomorrow. Then she twists the knife, calm as iced coffee. They're women, by the way. Women who can actually code. She points toward the door like a bouncer. You have 1 hour to clear your desk. Security will escort you out. I walk back into the open plan, like I'm in a dream. Riley and Jess are already packing both, crying mascara streaking down their faces in ugly black rivers. Riley is full sobbing. They can't do this. I have a lease on a Model Y. Jess is practically screaming, I'm gonna cancel them on TikTok. I have 4,000 followers. They'll regret it. Everyone is watching reception design, team account managers, pretending not to stare, and nobody looks sad, nobody looks sympathetic. They look relieved, like the bully finally got suspended and the whole class can breathe again. I grab my little desk shrine, RBG, figurine framed, quote, print, that says something like, boss up, in cursive. My stupid girl boss, mug hands shaking. I glance toward the glass office across the floor. Connor is inside, standing at a whiteboard, drawing diagrams like he's building a rocket. Two new hires are there with him, two women in clean blazers. They're listening hard, taking notes like he's teaching a class, and he looks normal. Not a monster, not a villain, not the incel. I wanted him to be just a guy who did the work, while I played pretend for a paycheck. He looks up through the glass and catches my eye. My whole body fills with heat. I want to flip him off. I want to scream. I want to shatter the glass with my mug, but I don't move. I just freeze. Connor lifts his hand, small, awkward wave. Not even smug, just dismissive, like closing a browser tab, like deleting a row in a table. Then he turns back to the board, erases a section, writes a new equation, and I get it, in the worst way. I'm the error in the system, and he just debugged me out. Fast forward 4 months later, living in my parents' basement in suburban Ohio, because Portland rent doesn't care about my feelings. No income, no safety net, just childhood drywall, and the smell of laundry detergent I've applied to, like 230 jobs, digital marketing brand, strategy community manager, culture roles. Every interview is the exact same slow death interviewer. Your portfolio has great vibes. But what's your technical stack? Do you know SQL? Tableau? Can you run Python scripts for automation? Me, I'm a quick learner. Me, I can pick it up. Interviewer, does that polite nod that means no? We need someone day one ready. We have a lot of data to process. They never call back. Riley is working at a tanning salon. Now Jess is trying to become a full-time streamer. She gets like 12 viewers. Half of them are bots that spam weird links. Meanwhile, I doom scroll Connor's LinkedIn because it's the only time I feel anything new. Update promoted to Chief Technology Officer at Brighton Hollow. Speaker at TEDx. Portland talk title is something evil, like The Death of the Vibe. Why data is the new empathy. Post has 50-something thousand likes, comments full of dudes cheering like it's a sports game. So true. Efficiency is respect. King behavior. I scroll and see a comment from Deb. Proud to work with such a visionary leader. I close the laptop, stare at the basement ceiling, and upstairs my mom yells down, "Sarah, did you take the trash out?" "I'm doing it now, Mom," I shout back. My voice cracks on the last word I put on my slippers, drag the heavy bag up the stairs out to the curb. It's raining cold, gray Ohio. Rain. Not the cute romantic mist people post about just wet and miserable and mean standing there. I realize something. I don't want to realize. I spent my entire 20s building a personality around a job that barely existed. I got paid to be cool, and now cool is worthless. Competence is the currency, and I'm broke. I look at the trash bag, see my stupid boss mug sticking out. Cracked handle snapped clean off. I leave it there, walk back inside, open my laptop. Again, new tab, Google search Python for beginners, tutorial, free, probably too late. But what else do I have? My face when I got replaced by scripts. I laughed at my face when it wasn't the patriarchy that beat me. It was competence.